Thank you very much. Web3 is not a scam. The Web3 is not a buzzword. It is not a fad. It is not something we made up. The Web3 is the name we gave the desired internet that we wish to have in our future. But in order to see this future clearly, we must go back into the past. The year is 1993. The World Wide Web is only 3 years old. This is what it looks like. The Web 1. For the first time in history, we share a global common. No matter where we are in the physical world, we can spread and share our information freely and easily. Most of the people at the time couldn't see what it meant to be connected by a network of computers. It all started back when Hotwired published their first banners on their website in 1994. It was the transformation of all of what we know today as the digital advertising, the new era of digital marketing, the monetization of all of this traffic that came along. Many people thought that the internet itself was a scam or a fad at the time, but a few early internet pioneers saw the potential in this new innovative technology. The first clickable banner went live, and Hotwired really started the road for the entire marketing era. So the transformation to this digital landscape took us from Web 1, which was all about showing information with links where users could only passively read information, to the current internet that we know today as Web 2. By using the freemium ads model, we allowed the transformation of the age from being Web 1, which only focused on being able to read data, kind of like Wikipedia or search engines when they first started, into the age that we know today as Web 2, as everything interactive, as we are the audience, are interactively launching what we know today of all of this digital operation. We can like, we can share, we can comment, we can do all of those stuff. And this is what creates our entertainment on the internet. This leads us to an era where all of the internet is being controlled by a few companies in Silicon Valley. Those companies control all of our data, all of our traffic. They are the most of the budget that we're spending in marketing around the world. The marketing industry itself is a $500 billion market a year, and around 80% of that is going directly to the big corporations that control us. They control our minds, they manipulate us, turn us against us, and sell that features for the highest bidder. That ability got abused several times in the past. You can just Google Cambridge Analytica if you like to know more. and left the reputation of the marketing industry in general mostly damaged. A lot of people think that marketing is about manipulating and tricking techniques, but that's a big mistake. What marketing is all about is matching the right brand to the right audience, creating meaningful exposure for both sides, which will mostly make life easier and better for the audience in exchange for their money, time, or whatever you're exchanged for. It is a must-have department in every company that ever existed, and probably one of the hardest arts to master. Every one of us has met a company in his life and thought, if they just have a good marketing, they have been a great success. You know what? You're right. They would be. And marketing is essential for businesses to succeed. Web3 is here, and the internet is transforming. We understand that we can't build on top of those Web 2 applications. The whole idea of Web 3 is taking control back to us, getting the data and the ownership of the internet back to us in a decentralized manner. They have too much centralized power aimed to us at the cost of making profit for themselves. The internet is not owned by them, and we'll let them own it for too long. We need to build it in a way that takes the power back to us, take control back to us. The idea of Web3, which raises the question, do we even need marketing in the decade of decentralization ahead of us? I can see you're confusing. Well, that's an easy one. Of course we do. Marketing is always a necessity. How else would you find out about new stuff? That's an easy one. Just think about how you found this conference to begin with. Marketing is also a serious revenue stream that many companies rely on in their business model. Offering free stuff in exchange for showing ads was the main source of income for most of the tech companies in Silicon Valley. Marketing was how everything got adopted. It's here since the print age and will continue to make our lives better always. It's definitely going to look different on the Web3 though. As the media evolves, the marketing industry must tailor itself to it. They go hand in hand together, and although it's early for all of the Web3 apps to know what will go mainstream, we can accurately predict a few of the things that will be the traits of the marketing industry on the Web3. The first one is transparency. Transparency for the users and the brands is a key feature in the process of giving the users back their power. Everyone will know exactly how the data is being used and what data is being shared. Exactly. By making this process transparent, companies will be able to advertise this advantage for the users to choose their platform. Imagine TikTok. Let's say TikTok. It is a rising new social media that everybody is familiar. Back in 2018, nobody knew about them. Now, TikTok are mostly centralized. Just like Facebook and Google, they belong to the Web 2 social media apps. And think about the ads that you're placing on all of those platforms. You place an ad. You set the ad for a minimum bid of $0.1 and a maximum bid of $1. And now on the back end, in some shadow computer somewhere over the sea, there is like a bidding system that's taking place, competing for your ad, and starting with 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, until one is winning at a $0.50, let's say. But some of you may not aware that there are over 1 million Reddit posts from people that complains of manipulated ads bidding. Marketers that spend millions of dollars without knowing if they won at $0.50 or just Facebook or TikTok charge them 50% more. Now, I'm not saying that they are due. We can't prove that thing in court, but I can definitely say that by going transparent, we can fully understand what will be the next thing that we're paying for. Why are we paying for this thing, and how it will affect us in our advertising. So the users will be more aware of giving away their data and could control what data they will decide to share with those apps. Imagine every bid, impression, click, or sale all being exchanged for money, but not on a shadow server somewhere, but on the blockchain. I mentioned there are millions of Facebook ad problem topics on Reddit, but all of those people have in common this one thing, that they don't know why this problem is happening to them. So some of them think they got ripped off by Facebook, some of them don't know why the ad did not get approved or why it stopped. There is no support, no customer service. You can spend millions of dollars into their machines and hope that everything will work out for the best. Guys, on Web3, everything will be backed on the blockchain. So it's not an option to keep you in the dark. You will always have the ability to investigate exactly what happened with every cent you paid in details. The second thing that will be like one of the traits that represent the Web3 revolution are communities. Community-driven will be a major thing. It is a mind-blowing concept when you think about it. As the power of tech monopolies breaks into pieces, a new era is coming where the communication can be between the users, where community can decide how they want the organization to evolve. The abstract concept is that Web3 companies will bring value to their community by developing new things. And the community will stay loyal and vote on decisions that represent their interest. Think about the community like you think of a public company. When you buy shares in a public company, you own the company. So on the Web3, every company behaves like a public company because the community of the users who transact with the platform, with the application, they vote for whatever decision that they like to have. So the company valuation eventually is determined by how much the community is willing to pay per stock share. And this stock or share is represented as a governance token that can be bought on open markets. That's why this ecosystem is so fucking powerful. It's driven by the people who use it. If they are acting towards a change, something will change. Or they will just invest in another company that will deliver. It's a fair and open race that pushes the boundaries of supply versus demand in the tech industry in general. And in a dynamic growth environment, as we see in the marketing industry, it's essential to hear your community and develop accordingly. I believe that in the next decade, there will not be a single company out there that will not have a community around it. Just like 10 years ago, people predicted that there will not be a company that not have a social media or not be digitalized their store or their business. Just like that, I can tell you that in 10 years, communities will be the replacement of that. They will be the mainstream of how to communicate with your audience and keep them engaged. I will talk later on about NFTs and how they related to communities. But first, I would like to address the third trait of the Web3, which is the creator economy. The creator economy, hardworking people who create the content that we all consume every day. If it's blogs, posts, pictures, stories, entertainment videos, tutorial videos, lectures, you name it. There are people who invest their lives in creating content, but they are hardly rewarded or not rewarded at all for it. A new standard will be made on the Web3 that will be profitable and acknowledge their effort. They will take back a fair portion of the profits from every platform that they will contribute to. Think about it this way. We are going into social media apps daily to see new content by our favorite creators. The platform is placing ads on top of our content, which result in profits for the social media company that did nothing but hosting the content. Don't get me wrong. Back in 2005, hosting on a good server was a big deal, which cost a lot of money and headache to solve. But thanks to the profitability of the freemium ad model that we experience today, the social media free hosting service, this infrastructure, evolved and became the most basic thing you can get. You can get today hosting for hundreds of gigabytes for free. In those days, we as a society are focused on bringing meaningful content to these platforms. A good creator is one who successfully brings value to its community. Every social media out there is going nuts today, trying to keep their creators inside. You can take all of the new social platforms, for instance. The reason they evolve and got adoption is because they utilize content creators on their side. I bet you remember back in 2018, all of those Instagram stories shared from the TikTok app to promote TikTok. All of those were paid. All of the experts, so-called, on TikTok that talked about their expertise, if it's in science, if it's in nature, if it's in fashion, they were all paid in order to be there. The social platforms are struggling to keep those content creators inside. And they try to lift the incentives and royalties with contests and influencer marketing, but without transparency. Listen to me carefully. Without transparency, the creators will always feel underappreciated for their work. Because they know the business model of those companies is to pay them the minimum possible share to make profit. So on Web3, the revenue distribution is automatic, transparent, and utilize cryptocurrency for the task. So creators get a fair share of the profit from their content. That will drive much more quality content and could potentially be the biggest advantage for the next social media adoption. To settle this lecture, I'll address one last question. How does this Web3 marketing adoption will take place in the near future? There is a saying in marketing, rabbits eat more carrots than turtles. As every marketer knows, buying the best traffic at the lowest prices is ideal. And by adopting new platforms, you can get exactly that. Promoting on Google can result in much higher cost than promoting on Bing, as you all probably already know. Because where the competition is low, the bid is low, which results in a cheap, high-quality traffic, which eventually affects your ROI. Most marketers don't know how to monetize TikTok because it's relatively new, but those who do are killing it. Every successful marketer must be an early adopter of traffic opportunities. We have only one problem that remains to solve for those people. And this problem is, I think, the hardest problem that we tackled until today. I conducted many researches, asked hundreds of marketers worldwide, what are their biggest obstacles? Why don't they face and adopt new marketing channels on a daily basis? And they all said this one thing: we can't scale. It's okay, we can find like an influencer for $1,000. We can find a banner that will convert for $2,000. But if we want to spend $500,000 on marketing, we have to use Facebook and Google. We have to use a platform that allows us to scale. In order to get marketers to adopt marketing on the Web3, we first need to build a platform that will combine all the current Web2 marketing channels, like Facebook, Google, Taboola, Twitter, all of those known channels, in one place, allowing marketers to create a cross-channel promotion and combine all of those new small channels, relatively small, but small channels, on the Web3 that they can adapt. If we can combine all of those into one platform and provide a seamless interaction for the marketer with all of those, they can spread their budget accordingly and manage a multi-channel campaign across them. If you want to divide the $10,000 between Facebook, Google, and TikTok, you will have to compare data from the 3 different platforms to make decisions on a daily basis to support that. It is very hard to navigate and mostly ends up choosing one platform to stick with. By using one platform that combines all of those small Web3 channels and mainstream platforms like Google and Facebook, you can scale your marketing pretty easily while adapting low competition channels and paying a ridiculously low price per action. Here are a few case studies of new channels on the Web3 that you need to take advantage of in your marketing campaign. There are promotions that are taking place on metaverses like the Sandbox or Decentraland. And the way it's working there are billboards that are already taking place and their price is relatively low. For less than 1 Ethereum, which is around $3,000, you can get the attention of millions of metaverse users. While different metaverse companies build their traction, a smart marketer can take advantage of that and bargain some really good ad deals for his campaign. When working with Web3 companies, it's essential that you will remember they are looking for you. They are looking for adoption. They are open and waiting for you to interact. I challenge you all to go into Discord of every company that you choose that exists now on the Web3. If it's a metaverse company and use social media on the blockchain, any application that you will choose, go on their Discord and write, "Hello, I'm new here. What's going on? Can someone please explain?" Not one, not two, 10 people will come and answer. You sneeze, they meet with you. It's amazing. I don't know if some of you got a chance while you're in Dubai to experience some of the amazing summits that are taking place for the blockchain, crypto, Web3 innovations that are being adopted. Those are extremely nice and kind people that want to change the internet to be in a better way. We don't want to let the big monopolies and all of those big brands from the Silicon Valley to control all of our internet. This is our responsibility. So it's not only an opportunity for us as marketers to get a good deals and promote ourselves in a new way. It's also a place where we can make change. Another example is like one of the most undervalued marketing strategies is utilizing NFTs. NFTs are non-fungible tokens, or in regular people language, it's a digital asset. Think about it like the representation of ownership that you have on the blockchain. NFTs are like what people consume when they interact digitally with the economy on the Web3. So by creating an NFT for your client, let's say, you can offer them a nice digital merchandise which they can hold publicly in their wallet and potentially expose your brand to their friends and family. Think of it this way. Twitter already allowed people to connect their wallets, their Ethereum wallets, to their accounts. Instagram is following, YouTube is following, everybody is coming, you know. It's a party. You don't want to miss it. So imagine you go and buy McDonald's. You eat your favorite meal, and other than the meal, you get an exclusive NFT drop into your wallet, so all of your friends and family that follows you can see it. You get like a valuable asset, no matter if it's a $1 asset, $10 asset, maybe you can convert few of them for a free meal. Maybe, I see your head start to spin, yeah? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You take this as a merchandise and make it to utility for your brand. You can only go deeper when you utilize NFT, because right now, all of those membership cards that we have, all of those, you know, buy 3, get 1 for free, all of those discounts that exist for 20, 30 years, they are starting to wear off. People would like to own their assets. If I would pay around for five meals, and I will get like this ticket, and I will not want to take the free one, I can sell it because it's an asset and it's tradable. If I buy an NFT and this NFT provide me an exclusive access, like let's say you're a B2B business and you want to provide your clients with an experience that they can have, you can just create an NFT, drop it into their wallets, and provide them access, a private access, to your experiences or to your services. And by bringing value to this NFT, you're making your asset valuable for them. And by valuable, I mean you can look at the VCon. I don't know if you heard of the Gary V conference NFT. He created back in May in 2021 the first utility NFT that ever been created. Everyone who bought the NFT got a ticket for 3 years event that he is creating. The only way to get into this event is by owning the NFT. So this year will be the first year of VCon. I'm going to attend if some of you are going to come. And if you will create a good event, if the event will be successful, people would pay more money to buy this NFT later on. So I have, experienced 1 year, and then I can just resell it and go experience something else. And this is the beauty of owning your data, owning your rights, owning your assets. Well, what if I can tell you that there is a platform that allows you to do all of this, combining multiple channels, help you to adapt them easily, with AI into it, to help you navigate through everything, how to split budget, what channels to choose. The platform is already under development and due to 2023. And the best part is, I'm going to teach you something that will make you money in the long term. I'm all into passive incomes, and the Web3 economy is our economy. Marketing is a $500 billion industry a year. And everyone that sits here today can make passive income from that platform. For real. I'll tell you how. The platform charges 2% from all the ad spend that it managed. 2%. That means that for every dollar that you spend, 2% is going to the platform. Now, the platform takes all of its profits and spread it relatively between the Web3M token holders. So that by holding a token, you hold a share in the platform and you make the profit from adopting this new industry. By getting early, you can get a really nice chance of getting tokens at a very low price before a lot of traffic start to drive in. Think about it. One big agency can be $1 billion a year. 2% of it will go and be spread across the token holders. And you're probably saying, why they would do it? Well, I'll tell you why they're going to do it. Because this 2% is not going to affect their ROI. Their ROI will be affected by taking advantage of those new channels with low competition, or taking advantage of an AI system that allows them to combine all of those assets together. This is very, very important. The Web3 is going to change everything, and in 5 years, nothing will be the same. We, as every good company in this space, created an NFT project that will gather marketers and content creators and social media founders into one loving community that will get the biggest opportunity to adapt the platform and the entire Web3 marketing operation, and hold the biggest bag of tokens at the lowest price possible. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, we are responsible for the change. The change is on you. Go right now to apply for Web3M whitelist. Join our community. It's free on Discord, and start educating yourself about the new innovations in marketing. Thank you very much.